Wait. Before you click on dislike, let me explain the clickbait title, okay? When I say Rhaenyra has too much support, I am not talking about the fandom. I am talking about the story itself. I think Rhaenyra has too much power, success, and influence, which goes against what the narrative is trying to tell us, okay? You're gonna give this video a chance now, right? Joke's on you, I can't see the dislikes. Thank you, YouTube, for protecting my feelings. Hello one and all, Jasper here, and like I said previously, I think that the narrative drive and goal conflicts with the actual events and actions that take place in the story. Let me go into more detail. The story often points out the difficulties about being a woman in Westeros. They don't have the same rights as the men around them. The first great council to decide for an heir, despite Rhaenys being the clear choice, isn't even considered. Her baby son is, and while the show changes this to where she was considered, she still lost, and presumably by the same margin as in the books, which was estimated to be 20-1. Now, jump forward a couple decades, and we have the Dance of the Dragons kickoff. You would think that Rhaenyra would have less support than Aegon, especially since you could argue that her claim is weaker than that of Rhaenys when she wasn't even considered. Yet, let's check out the results. Of the 8 regions in Westeros at the time, since Dorne was not part of the 7 Kingdoms, the North, Vale, Iron Islands, the massive majority of the Riverlands, and half of the Reach support her claim. Let's also throw the Velaryons on there, since they are pretty major power in this time. Compare that to her brother Aegon, who has the Western Lands, Stormlands, Crown Lands, and the other half of the Reach. Though I want to put an asterisk next to the Crown Lands because it's made very clear that most of them are doing it under duress. So if we were to tally everything up and use a kind of point system, Rhaenyra would have 5.5 points, while Aegon has 3.5 points. She has more support, and it's a pretty substantial amount. Now, I get that things can change to affect why Rhaenyra has so much support, like Viserys naming her heir before his death, the Vale being ruled by a mother regent, and all sorts of other things. I am not saying the Starks, Arryns, or any of the Paramounts who chose to declare for her should have declared for Aegon instead. But sure as shit, their bannermen should take issues with it. Any lord who has an older sister should have never considered supporting her. Any lord whose eldest child was a daughter but wanted his son to inherit instead should have been more likely to support Aegon. I don't care how many of you say it's made clear that she's a special case and isn't supposed to change the inheritance laws for the kingdom. Bull fucking shit. Even if I was to concede that Rhaenyra really had no intentions of changing it so that women inherit on equal grounds to men, you cannot convince me that most of the Westeros nobility would buy that. I mean, for Christ's sake, in our own modern day, there are people who believe that when the US gets its first female president, that will massively increase the odds and ability of other women to become president someday. If you agree with that, then why the fuck wouldn't the people of Westeros think the same damn thing and thus be against it because it's a sexist medieval patriarchal society? I think at the bare minimum, the Starks and Arryns should have faced a lot of issues from their bannermen when they declared for Rhaenyra. Houses like the Boltons and Graftons should have jumped at the opportunity to side with the Greens, cause if Aegon comes out on top, they could be named as the new power in the region. The Riverlands has a history of being divided as fuck in almost every given war, so I don't know why in this one almost all of them agree to side with Rhaenyra. Don't make just the Brackens support the Greens, have the Pipers, Freys, or Mallisters also declare for Aegon. Heck, this improves the story because now we have a reason why the Vale doesn't do a single fucking thing in the war. They are too busy fighting and killing each other. Now, I know what you're thinking. Jasper, you're a sexist pig who supports the Greens. Obviously, you're biased and just want Rhaenyra to lose because you're an incel. First, you are correct, but I'm not planning on taking away her biggest advantage. Dragons. Let's be real here, and spoilers if you're watching the show, but I think most of us know how it's going to end, or should end, if the writers do their fucking job and adapt the book, which, honestly, unlikely. The fact the blacks don't win the war decisively is a level of incompetence that I don't think any real person is capable of. The grains should have been folded over the table right when the dragon seeds get their rides. Plus, this change can kind of show the limitations of dragons. They can kill and destroy everything in their path, but you still need men to hold on to what's left after. It's why despite the US military having jets and helicopters, you still need boots on the ground to keep the shit you wanna take. This also makes Rhaenyra, in a way, a proper underdog in this war, as she should be given the setting, and it justifies why she doesn't accept the idea of having a great council vote, because she would lose. I mean, the story tells us she would, but it's hard to believe that when more than half the fucking kingdom declares for her side. What, you're telling me all these guys are willing to fight, kill, and possibly die for her, but if it came down to a vote, oh no, they would just jump ship after that. Aye. Anyways, that's just something I want to rant about that for once isn't a problem with the show, but also the books. But hey, maybe you disagree with me. Go ahead and comment down below. Love to read your takes. But if you like this video, whether you agree or disagree, make sure to like and subscribe so you'll come across my other work. Until next time though, be safe, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.